This hangout is on live, and we got a ghost light. We call it the ghost light because it comes on and off at command. It's a ghost light. Light, come on now, please, please, please. I guess the ghost light not responding to me. We were having a good conversation earlier, and I couldn't get it on the air. Now it's on the air. Light on. Now, light. Say hair. Light on now. Hello, TJ. TJ.
If you're there,
I hear you. I hear you, TJ.
all right, we are live.
You're alive.
I don't believe it.
I'm trying to get my ghost to come on. It won't go on. Go off. Off it goes.
I'm going to have to leave. I'm going to have to leave for a brief moment. All right.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'll be right.
Okay. No problem. I gotta control my ghost light anyways. Off. 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 Turn off. Ghost light. We had new questions for you tonight, and you need to go off to prove that. Okay. There you go. You went off to prove it. Thank you. Thank you. I have to thank these spirits. Okay. Is Obama an abomination? Light on. Come on. Turn the light on. So Obama is an abomination, along with his Ruskies that are working out there. I'm just asking a general question. I don't expect you to actually respond to it, but it's a valid question. Are we surrounded by Satanists? Light on. We're not surrounded by Satanists. Is that what you're saying? Really? Or can you not say because under the same laws that apply here that there you go. Of course they're surrounded by Satanists. That was an interesting response. Are we under martial law? Give or take a few amendments from our Constitution. Freedom of speech, to bear arms. I can go down the list, but they're all gone, right? I mean, basically, we're living under a delusion, right? Turn the light on. Say yes. Yes, we're under delusion here in America. We're under a delusion, at least in America. Probably the world, right? Light on. Turn on. Light her up. Say yeah. Say okay. Yeah, we're under it. There's no ifs, buts about it. We're under it, right? Lost, yeah, I knew it. Okay, you turn it off now. I know. Right? When I snap my fingers, you know what it means. Turn it off. Mm. So we're under martial law. Turn it off. Now. 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 Off. Oh wait. Off. Quit feeding the flashlight and turn it off. Please. I know it's fun, but you gotta turn it off. Right now. Off. 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 I got a breaker a touch. Cheryl, off. Thank you. Man, I got to talk to her. Yeah, everything isn't what it was in the 70s, was it? Everything in the 70s was kind of nice. Right? Light? Nice? Right? 70s were okay. Light? Cheryl? Turn the light on. Time to ghost. What am I thinking? He's talking to a ghost. I have nothing real around me. I got ghost. Cheryl, turn the light on, right? Turn the light on, Cheryl, if you agree. We're living in a illusion. Damn it, I got all these bottles. I'm trying to fall down and crash down on my fucking house. Is that true? Yeah, sure. Cheryl. I love you, Cheryl. I love you beyond my dreams. We're dead. Oh, good night, Cheryl. Say good night. Say off. Off. Not good night, but off. Right now. Turn off. Thank you. See how she's very. I love you, Cheryl. I do love you. Do you love me? I love you. I still love you. Well, you think I have nothing, right, Cheryl? Sherry? I have nothing, right, Sherry? Her name was Sherry. That's beside the point. I call her Cheryl. That's short for Sherry, in my own way. Sherry, turn the light back on and say, I agree. I always loved you. I don't know why you did what you did, but I always loved you. Sherry, light on. Please turn the light on. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry, you were my bag. that was something between us. Sherry, turn the light off. Sherry, now. I know you haunt me, but just turn the light off. We know this. This is not an if, but, or anything. Sherry, turn the light off. Turn it off right now. Sherry, please turn the light off. I love you. Turn the light off. I love you. I say that to you. I mean, you Sherry, please, light off. Now, snap, snap. There we go. Snap, snap. Man, and you're off. And it allows me to talk to you. Even after death, we can have a conversation, right? Right? Light on. There you go. Okay, we can have a conversation even after you're dead. It's just kind of like yes, no. I ruled the conversation. Is that true? Light off right now. Turn the light off, please, Sherry. Sherry, thank you. I am one to be amazed by a ghost of a girlfriend I used to have, and she committed suicide. And she joined her brother doing the same thing. Yes, you did. Now light off. Light off. Come on, turn it off. You did it because of me, didn't you? Yes, you did. Turn the light off. Now. Light out. Light out. Now. Sherry. Sherry. Off. There you go. Okay. I know you love me and you miss me and everything. All you had to do was hang on for a while. Damn. And you commit suicide because of me. Right? Is that right? I mean, I asked this question before and the light came on, and she did. She killed herself because she couldn't have me. I wanted her. It was just the wrong time at the wrong moment that made everything possible. And she decided to go off on her own, like her brother, older brother, and commit suicide, didn't you? Didn't you? Turn the light on. Don't be shy. I'm telling you, you shouldn't have done that. Turn the light off. Please, turn the light off. You got glowing as bright as possible. Please turn the light off. Please let me know you're still with me, at least somewhere. And you're not mad at me, are you? Please. You're not mad. No one's mad at somebody like that. Your grandmother cut your hair short, made a perm. I loved your long hair. Is that truth? Is that truth? I loved your long hair. Turn the light off right now. Make it go off. I'm being haunted by this girl I knew in my high school. And she is not letting me go. She's haunting me. She's haunting me. Turn the light off. Turn it off right now. Off. Turn the light off. See how she is? She will not leave me alone. Turn the light off now, please. I can't ask any more questions if you have the light on. Off. Off it goes. Off. Turn the light off. Drain the energy. Make it go away. Suck it away. Now. Make the energy go away now. Please. She's not leaving me alone. Look at that. I got a ghost here who won't leave me alone. It was a lover in high school. Took her to the prom. And now she won't leave me alone because I dropped her. Now on purpose. That was never the purpose. Oh, she agrees. That was never the purpose. I dropped her. It was her hair, wasn't it? It was all about your hair being permed. Being permed, right? You permed your hair and I dropped you, right? Turn the light back on right now. Right now. Say yes. There you go. Now, the only reason you committed suicide is because I dropped you, right? Turn the light off. Turn it off. Was that it? Or was it other? Your father? Your mother? Your sister? Your brother? You committed suicide because of your brother, didn't you? Because he did. Turn the light off. Let's get some answers here. I want to know why you did it. Turn the light off. Now. Go blip. 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 Come on. Say off. She's not speaking to me. Oh, there she goes. We're a delay. We're a delay there. I know that Cheryl Dennis did herself in just like her brother. And I think I even know his first name. But he committed suicide also. And she ended up doing suicide too because I dropped her. I didn't. No, don't do that. Off, 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 off. Now. Off. Now. Oh, you. You see, I got defiance going on here. I got defiance. She's coming back in and going, yes, this is because of you. It's like, no, it's because of your hair. I wanted you with long hair. The longer, the better. Isn't that what I asked you? Turn the light off. Turn it off. I wanted you with long hair. Didn't I? Didn't I? Now perm, long hair. The longer, the better. Is that what I asked you? Turn the light off now. Please. Please turn the light off and agree. It was all about your hair. It was, wasn't it? Yes, it was about your hair. It was all about your hair. Nothing else. Not you as a person or anything else. I loved your hair. Your long hair that went beyond your shoulders. See? You agree with me. You actually agreed with. Oh no. But you still love me, right? Well, turn the light off just the same. Say, yes, I love you. Say, yes, you still love me. I still feel you around me. As cold as you are, turn the light on. Now. Come on. Come on. Come on. You still love me, right? Light off. You still love me. You have no ifs or buts about it. You still love me. But you took your own life. That was the scary part of the whole thing. You took your own life, just like your brother, right? Light, Right? 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 Hmm? You took your own life. Why did you do that? That was wrong. That was always wrong. Makes you a ghost forever. And you're going to hang out with me, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're going to hang out with me because you commit suicide. Wow. It's funny. It's just almost a comedy almost. Please go on to the next world, whatever that world will be for you. And leave me, please, alone, unless you expect me to save you somehow. Do you expect me to save you? Light off? Light off. You expect me to save you? Or you just want to haunt me? I don't know which. Okay. You can hang out with me if you want. Is that cool? I'm sitting here talking to a ghost, and it's still my ex-girlfriend. Oh, here she is.
She's back.
She's back. She won't leave me alone. Haunting ghost. We should go on the other world, but she won't leave me. She loves me, and she committed suicide. I know that for a fact. I've figured all this stuff out. Who I'm talking to is my ex-girlfriend from my high school years. Look at her. She goes out and goes, "Oh no, now you're telling others." Hey, yeah, I am. You sure stayed out of my life. I don't know why they're attracted to people who have magic and stuff, and I guess I just drew her back to me. But there she is again. Hello, Cheryl or Sherry. Actually, her name is Sherry. I call her Cheryl sometimes. She gets upset about that. It's Sherry. Oh, Sherry, Lord, da, 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 da. Look at her. She's bright now. Sherry, go back to rest. Please leave the light alone and go off now. Now, turn off. I know you will. Turn off now. Turn the light off and go to rest. Please. Thank you. I am going to turn the light off. But, okay, now we can talk. I just turned her off, put her away. She's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a horrible thing when I'm in this type of situation. Like, oh, okay. Oh, wow. Am I looking bad? Oh my golly, I'm looking bad. She's still affecting my camera and everything. Okay. Look at that. She's still affecting everything. Are you affecting me? Is that you? Okay. I got my little rough going on. Laptop opening up. I'm gonna go with my cat face here. Well,
Something's not working right. It's like something wrong.
well, it's working all right on my side. my, nice and
My
clear.
image got grayed out now, and there's something. Let's see. Oh, okay. We're back. There we go.
There we go.
Yep. So what's new? What's been going on? What's
I
the
don't
good
know.
news?
I've been playing with my Ghost Light and watching a lot of videos on Area 51 and S4 where I actually know a lot about this. These people come up with this stuff and I say, I already know that. I already know that before they know it. Because I was there. In a way, I was there. I don't know if I was actually there. I know they kidnapped me at one point in the Air Force and took me up there and showed me around and then said, you're not proper for this place. We'll send you back. And I got sent back. And my handler, well, he had to leave the room. I got mad at him and tried to punch him out and stuff. And he said, well, I'm going to leave. And they put me with another person who wasn't a handler. At least I lost my handlers. I mean, it was great.
Well, it sounds pretty violent and pretty dangerous.
Oh, it is. I mean, Bob Lazar came out and they threatened him, but he came out on TV and everything was okay. And because when he came on TV, he even said on TV, if I disappear or something happens to me, it will verify everything I said about area or S4 where you actually was, Area 51. It was S4. It was all up there with S4. And I came out and did the same thing. I said, I know of S4. S4 exists. It's a real place. They have 9 spaceships there, flying saucers. Call them what you want. One of them was totally workable, given to them by the Greys for technology exchange and whatnot. And he came out and actually said, if anything happens to me about these spacecrafts, well, it was them that did, the higher government. There's 53 levels to security, right?
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that there's classified, secret, top secret, ultra secret, and then above up to the president at 32. Well, he doesn't even know about the next 25 above him. There's 25 above him. There's cosmic, there's universe, there's all these other classifications above them. And it actually exists. They have a list of them. If you go on YouTube and look up the classifications for secret, you'll see all the other ones are up above that. There was 25 above the president. So the president doesn't get to be informed about these massive top secret projects going on. These are all, black projects, they call them, or black budget. They're paid by us. That's why we pay so many taxes, because they're paid by us, and they're fed into these projects, cosmic and above. I mean, I'd like to have a cosmic at least. That would make me happy. I had a secret, but I'd like to have a cosmic, which is, almost 100 above where I was. And I had secret. They actually gave me secret clearance. I used to have a secret clearance at Boeing. They gave me a secret clearance, but they wouldn't give me any more than they gave the classified people, which they downgraded them in the ICBM mission. They downclassed them to classified. Okay, but I had a secret, but I was never given secrets. I was secret, but I never got it. That's interesting. I was in the Air Force where I worked. I was given secret. Okay. I was never given anything above the F5 or the A7 with the classified information they had in their black boxes. There was nothing. Even secret's not secret. It's like classified. It's almost classified. Now, top secret, that's another level above my level. And after you get by that, you go off the echelon of all secret. Cosmic. Really? They got cosmic secret? They got MJ-12 secret? Really? I wonder about the MJ-12 secret. It's not really secret anymore either. MJ-12 came, well, let's say, classified. Let's go back down below secret. It's just classified. Anytime that people argue they get information through the Information of Freedom Act, it's just called classified. It's classified. Secret, ultra secret, cosmic.
What about the
Yeah.
what about an hour ago? I just found out, or not even an hour ago, there was a Brazilian top secret Roswell, and they claimed this fiery crash during a storm. The firemen were there and they rescued a creature, and they immediately called the military in, and they got the creature and they nailed it shut in a small 1 cubic foot square box. Well, when they interviewed the military, the man said, well, it was during that storm, and at the same time, a dwarf couple was rushing to the hospital to have a baby, the creature, you got that mixed up with the dwarf couple that was going to the hospital. Now, I just found out about this, and they have eyewitnesses to a degree, so I don't know.
You don't know. Nobody knows. They keep this so top secret, above top secret, and nobody really knows anything. That's the weirdest part about the entire cover-up, is they're trying to, I don't know, they're trying to cover everything up.
Yeah, even in foreign countries, you see.
Yeah.
This is a worldwide lockdown, basically.
Oh, yeah. And they keep trying to cover this up over and over again. And it shouldn't be covered up. It should be given out to us all. We know there's spaceships out there. We know it all. We know everything. But they're not going to allow it. That's what really blows me away. Right? They're not letting us know. They're going to keep it quiet. My God, I know more. When I was out in Las Vegas, like I said, I talked to this guy who came from he came from S4, but I'm going to say Area 51. And he actually, like Bob Lazar, came out with this information saying they had spaceships out there, 9 of them. Some of them disassembled, some of them complete out of the 9. And they were experimenting with them to back engineer the technology. Well, I knew that. I knew that a long time ago. And I was talking to this guy in the bar. We're sitting there having a drink. And, it's like, here, let's have a drink. And he put his drink back down. He started explaining more to me. He says, yeah, I fly up on that private jet that goes up there, the Area 51. Except when we get there, we take a bus for 15 miles southwest to Area S4. And that was Special Section S4. I mean, it was known. And he told me all this stuff. And I actually have all this knowledge, knowing it. Never been visited by the Men in Black or anything to keep silent. That's what blows me away. There's always stories about the Men in Black, and they'll come out and they'll intimidate you and tell you to shut the fuck up. But they never do. Apparently, I'm special enough because I was on some projects when I was at Nellis Air Force Base that they don't bother me, and they don't dare bother me. I'm something special, apparently, like Al Bielek or something from the Montauk Project. They won't bother me. They don't come out and tell me I need to shut the fuck up.
You may be a sleeper agent. When they need you, they're going to come around, hit you up with some drug in your neck and your jugular. It's going to put you in some kind of hypnotic coma, living coma, and you're going to be pre-programmed to carry out some freaking sabotage. I hope not, but
Nah,
you could be a dummy. You could be a dummy agent. You could be a patsy for the man.
I thought about that. I actually went through it in my mind. And, well, you see me with my goat, the nice goat. Well, I can go around with my cat face if I could put it up there. No, I'm outside. I'm like Al Bielek. Some reason or other, they used me. They had something with me, and they let me go, and they just let me go. I have no idea. Like Al Bielek, it was like the Montauk Project. They somehow let me go and let me rule my own life, but they took away my identities. I mean, I'm having a hard time finding a job right now. I'm unemployed, and I'm having a hard time finding a job. Maybe they did what they did to Bob Lazell. They just eliminate me once I left the project at Bowen. Bowen was working on a worthless project, and they're fixing ICBMs. It's worthless. And I was working on a certain mechanism of the gyro systems, say that. And I made it too efficient. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, they give them $48 million. $48 million. They got to spend every penny of that dollar and not give a penny back to the Air Force. Not a penny back. And I
remember you telling me about that, and I'm thinking, well, that's nothing unusual, because with all the redundancy and the duplicacy and all the agency overlap and then all the wasted dollars, I mean, it would take a team of accountants from now until Sunday to find out all the mistakes and all the overruns and costs and all the errors in bookkeeping. And Well, it varies from agency to agency. The black agencies are the worst. The ones that control the deep underground military bases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Were
No,
you involved? Did you have any knowledge of underground systems and tunneling or anything?
I do
Did you
know.
have any knowledge of it?
Well, I do know where I worked. They had 4 levels to the underground underneath the base I worked at. There were actually 8, and they go deeper, and they're probably still active. And I don't know about them. All I know is the map they put up on the wall saying we have 4 layers you can go down to during a nuclear attack. Okay, but there's 8 of them, right? Because I've talked to friends of mine whose dad built that complex, and there were 8 layers they built. And a lot of people died building those and stuff like that. It was well known. Yes, there's 8 layers to that base alone. They only show 3. I think they only showed 3. I knew there was 8, but they only showed 3. And yeah, there's 8 layers underneath that base. Eight levels, and some of them are still probably activated under Bowen, whatever. Bowen,
These bases, these bases got to be connected somehow. Many of them, and I just thought maybe that you had been down in some underground bullet train.
I never went down there. I had access to go down there. They had chained off, and I never attempted to go down. I was running for my job as a contractor, and I didn't want to go down there and get in trouble. Though they did later on say, you were doing your job too efficiently. You're not spending this $48 billion, $48 million contract and making it worth their while. And they let me go. I was too efficient. I ran out of work. They call it running out of work or sending you to the street. I was an electrician. You know what electricians are. We want to make the most money that we can make for our employer by doing it as fast as we can and still making a good amount of money for ourselves. Well, that's how I was I'm automated into that. I want to make as much money possible for the employer. Well, this employer, Bowen, wants to spend every last dime of what they get as a contract. So they don't give nothing back to the Air Force. I was in a meeting. They told me this. They said this. But I was so fucking bored out of my mind, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I couldn't do what they want me to do. Isn't that something? I wanted to make them money, but didn't want to make them money, and I don't know. I'm sitting back confused in a way. I wanted to make them. I wanted to make this stuff work that I was working in, which was protocol count, as accurate and as perfect as possible. Oh well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I became too efficient and too good, and they laid me off. They said, "We're going to have to send you to the street. We don't have no work for you." Okay. Later on, later days, and they took me to the door, took my badge away of top secret, took everything away from me as I walked to the door, and said, "There you go, your coat and whatever. There's the door." And they led me to the door, and I was out the door because I was too efficient. And he too efficient. That what pissed me off the most was being too efficient. There's got to be something wrong with that picture being too efficient. They have to share $48 million amongst the company, and I was too efficient for them to make that profit. And that's sick.
That happens. But anymore, I don't see how a person can afford to even work or anything, because the roads are bare. There's nobody out there ever. The highways are bare around here. Everybody's staying home. Everybody's hunkered down in their little huts. And that's the way it's got to be. The economy, everything's so tight. And, well, it's too bad. Can't see it getting any better. They say it's getting better. It says right in the paper. Best it's ever been. I could get the article out.
They always say it's not 90% of the population unemployed. It's only 10% or less. They keep playing that game. It's like global warming. Oh, the ice caps are melting. Look at them. They're all melting. The polar bears are drowning and stuff. No, the polar caps are increased south and north, and they're increasing as we speak. And they're like, and it's game. They get paid $1 million a year to tell us stupid. We're stupid. That's what it comes down to. We're being told stupid, right? You understand that, right? With all the media.
Yeah. But what happened? I gotta tell you, I went to the earthquake predictors. I'm thinking I haven't studied Suspicious Observer and on YouTube, and I haven't studied Dutch Sense, and I haven't. There's a few other ones. And they say it has something to do with the solar influence, and the alignment of the planets will trigger an earthquake. Okay, and the alignment of the moon.
Yes.
And then I was just telling my wife a few days ago, honey, May 28th. When is it? When is May 28th? There's a super huge earthquake. Well, it came and went. And I'm thinking, well, it's the 29th. It's the 29th. And I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute. What's the first thing that happened this morning? There was a big earthquake off the coast of Alaska. Earthquakes all around North California. Earthquake in Illinois. There was an earthquake east of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Today, this morning.
Mercury aligned up. He actually said it wasn't maybe on the exact time of the earthquake, but Mercury aligned with the sun and caused an earthquake. I mean, he actually says, I'm off a little bit on that. Suspicious observers. Now, I do see that. I see it. It came upon and it happened. And he predicted that. It was like a prediction. And I was like, whoa, he's on target right now with these planetary alignments and everything, the poles on the earth. And it was only off by, I think he said it was off by a couple, like an hour or something like that. But the earthquake happened 7.9. It was 8.5 when it was first predicted. And and it was 7.9. They downgraded it. And he doesn't even believe them, saying they downgraded it by, a few points down to 7.9. It was 8.9, but it was 377 meters up below the surface. So he didn't expect a tsunami. I agree with that because it was such a deep earthquake. It was deep. I mean, 377 kilometers or whatever.
400. It was 700 and some kilometers, but it was 400. I was telling my wife something, but then when I looked, it said 430, I think, miles. but my computation was way off when I estimated. I was off a couple hundred. But
Oh yeah.
see, you don't know, but when you're up in Canada and you see a sign that says 50 kilometers an hour, if you're going 50 mile an hour, that would be like equivalent to here going 100 mile an hour when the sign was 50.
Oh
And
yeah.
I couldn't get that through my dad's head. I go, Dad, that's 30, you know, or that's something. I go, that means you go a lot slower. And nowadays the speedometers, even a lot of them have the kilometers. But man, he was flying. I looked back there and that gas can was flying 3 foot up, almost flying out of a boat back there. And it was half full. Oh my God. He was flying. He didn't know the conversion meant nothing. Oh, I saw 50. Well, yeah, that means 50. Yeah, you're going on. Wow. This narrow little Canadian blacktop road is bouncing all over, man, in the woods. Oh, that's the life, though. I recommend Ontario, Canada. I really recommend Ontario. Beautiful.
I may move up north. I may move up north to get out of America. I may just come up that way. I'm really planning on moving at some time soon, and to get the hell out of here. I know what they're up to,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Canada's doing the same thing. They're starting to go with ISIS and everything, how they should take over, you know, the different planes. And they're actually doing the same thing up there with their police force. You know, the police force up there is starting to, you know, mock our police force down here in America, which is police, you know, police state. And they're starting to create a police state up here.
Most important thing is to get as far away from any nuclear reactor that you can know of. I've got to get a map and pinpoint the safest locations away from the nuclear power plants. That's my thing. How far do you usually have to be away to be safe? I don't have any idea.
There's one down in South Ohio, which I'm afraid of. They won't shut it down, and they keep it going. And if it goes, you know, Fukushima, we're in trouble. We're actually in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble right here in Ohio. I'm in Ohio. I'm in Central Ohio. But that's beside the point.
I want to know why they can't send in cameras into that Fukushima to see what's going on in there. And they got such extreme high readings, which they probably fudged on, and when they reported it. And then they put a second camera in, and I'm thinking, oh no, the first camera, darn it. And then right away they had a second camera, and I said, great, I get to see it. And right away that thing got burned up. So what's it going to take to engineer something that can stand a cable that have to be made out of smooth, real smooth, slippery stuff? And the cable would have to be flexible enough. I don't know, must be getting hung up on something in there, you know.
No, it's not that. It's the radiation is so high that it burns out the electronics. And that's one thing that they're actually admitting to. We send in these robots, and they go in there and they burn out. They burn out as soon as they get in there because the radiation is so high. That's why 1/3. Now we have the first revelations happening right now. It burned out the robots, and they're pumping this stuff. It's flowing out into the ocean, They killed off one third of the ocean, which is the Pacific, would be one third, killing off all populations, seals, everything, crabs, starfish, melting up around Nova Scotia. They're melting. I mean, these critters are being irradiated beyond their capacity to survive, and it's all happening. I mean, there's videos you can check into, like what's his name? Uh, what's his name? He does radio shows and everything, and he's saying that all this radiation's going out there to the West Coast and everything. What's his name? I think I'm in a second. Well, actually, I can go.
Arnie Gunderson. You're probably thinking of Arnie Gunderson. Fair Winds
Well,
Nuclear Solutions or something.
Yeah, he was killed, wasn't
No, Arnie's still around. Still around. But I'm thinking, in my own mind, I'd have to be at least 250 miles from any nuclear reactor, okay? I'd feel somewhat safe, 250 miles. But is there such a place? Is there such a place as 250 miles from a reactor? Does it exist?
Does
I'm just saying. I gotta do something about it. This is bad stuff.
It is.
And they put it, I'll tell you what, my buddy said they put one right in the center of his town practically. And right away, within a couple of years, there was an accident almost occurred, but one guy somehow, he came back to get his lunchbox or something, and he saw these pumps, cooling pumps were shut off or something, and caught it just before it could have really melted down real bad right in the town. And it's like right in town, almost right in town. Strange. When he told me that, I looked it up. Yeah, I told him about it. Yeah, this nuclear power has got me stymied. I don't know who thought it up, but when they didn't think about storing the used fuel rods, they made a big mistake. And now we've got our only available repository that's licensed to store it, cannot store it, because I read the report about 2 weeks ago, and they said that barrel temperature must have soared to at least 1,600 degrees and blew up, and it affected the other barrels nearby, and some of them may have blown up. So last word I had, that they were receiving radiation, but they had to keep it above in covered tents on concrete slabs, barrels of radiation they were receiving. And I'm thinking, this can't be good out in the open like that. And now they want to put it on the base of the Great Lakes. This is ridiculous. They want to build an underground repository under the Great Lakes. Have you heard that theory?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
I just posted what really happened, and he knows.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I put that in the group chat. He knows what's going on. He sits there and goes, "My God, these people are trying to start World War III. They're trying to do everything they can to start World War III in America against Russia and China, Oh, do we have a chance to survive? Really? I don't think we have a chance to survive. If you read his information and stuff that he's got there, he's saying they're going to start this and we're all going to die. Or it's like 90%. Yeah, that's what they want. You can look that up on YouTube or anything else you want to. Just go to YouTube and say 90% of the population denial or demised or whatever. And you'll get hundreds of videos on this. And it's like, yeah, they're actually talking about trying to start a World War III in America. And we have no chance of surviving it in America.
We could get into those underground bases somehow with your knowledge and skills. We could find a way in. We could bribe our way in or something. We'd find a military general or something. Say, hey, I know your uncle. I know your dad. Let us in.
Yeah, that's
We
what.
go, all right.
It's a problem of nepotism, and I don't have any nepotism in my line right now. I have nothing. I'm going to be here in the front seat watching it all happen when it comes down. It's horrible.
Yeah, well. Did you ever think of digging a sub basement? Like right now where you are, whatever's on the floor, somehow you hack your way through it. And wait a minute, there's earth here. And then you get a bucket and a shovel and you start digging, and pretty soon you've got 8 levels. Have you ever thought of that? Has it ever occurred to you to start? Yeah.
But it's like burying my guns. I have, hunting rifles, which are illegal because they have German or actually Russian ammo that use them. And burying it all in a plastic bag and burying my weapons just for in case they take the guns. Always thought about that too. I thought about just wrapping them up in plastic and burying them in the sub underneath a certain floor with salt, sandy, and everything. Putting my guns away and having my guns in case of something happens, zombie apocalypse. It may have some type of virus out there. It's like, I already see the world as the umbrella company. The umbrella corporation is running the world anyways. So, it's like, maybe I'll need that. The umbrella corporation. Yes, we are in the umbrella corporation. Most people may not know this, but we're under the umbrella corporation.
Oh, I know. I know all about it and all the little fine details, just like a fine Philadelphia lawyer. I studied all that. I know what the NWO is. I know how the NWO works. All the little points of light. And we had to join all those points of light. Yeah.
We're basically an umbrella corporation. And that's what we are.
What about that Wolfgang Helbig's lawyer, Kay? He's going, I got the best lawyer. And I go, look, honey, I was telling my wife, she's got a big head just like yours. Maybe she is a good lawyer, half alien hybrid or whatever they are. So the next thing I find out, Kay, beautiful Kay, chickens out. She had death threats and everything else or whatever. And they tried to intimidate her. So she said, no, I'm not going to do it. Well, then the next day, he goes, oh, no, she's back. She's going to keep on the case. And the progress in this case is moving at a snail's pace. Wolfgang keeps asking for donations. And then he got people saying he's a scam artist. Look at all the other companies he tried to start and failed at, and so on and so forth. I looked up all those records. But I like the guy. I like Wolfgang. And I don't know the case. They've got to have some major breakthrough in this case because he's going. We're going to get him for perjury, and blah blah blah, and this and that. And I'm thinking, yeah, but when is it going to be in my lifetime? Is it?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. We'll be in our lifetime that we'll be able to bring these people back. You know, under the Constitution. I mean, you got Hillary out there, carpetbagger, and she's bagging away. I mean, she's carpetbagger.
Oh man. Oh, she breaks all the rules and then laughs in our faces about it, doesn't she? Well, I had to have my own personal. It was just, remember, it was just more convenient for me to have my own personal, private, secret, hidden stuff. Yeah. Oh, that all works. Jeez. And she's a viable candidate, and everybody goes, yeah, she's going to be your next president. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, is this the way it works? Really? You know?
She goes down there.
Mind blowing.
She goes down there and sucks the great prick of Netanyahu. Of course, she's going to be. All right, whoever sucks best. Who has the knee pads?
Now, wait a minute. This is a children's show. This is a family show. This is live, man. This is a family show. What are you doing? I'm back to reality.
18.
I know you can't stand her, but please.
I put this as 18 and
I'm going to have to take over the hangout if you keep that up. You're going to not be moderator.
Oh, come on. You know that the government of Israel is corrupt as much as our government is. You know that.
No, I don't.
I see.
You know what I keep thinking though? The way they arrest those kids, those kids that are rock throwers and stuff, it's like they have a whole system. Like when you're little, one of the other little kids must go, you're 5 years old, I'm 12. And I could see the 12-year-old, you know what I have to do? I've got to stop these evil people from pushing my mom and dad around. I'm going to go throw some rocks at them today. There aren't very many rocks left, so when you throw them, make sure it counts. And he's telling his little 5-year-old brother that. And they've been doing that for quite a while down there. And the next thing you know, I'm thinking, where are they getting all these rocks? Are there a lot of rock? Is this full of rocks? Is there rock quarries and stuff? Because they've been throwing all those rocks. And then the retaliation from the Israeli police is like, man, that's bad. They really get those kids and they grab the kids. And the parents are trying to grab the kids back. And they go, no, let him go. And they go, no, he's coming with us. He threw a rock. And I'm thinking, geez, he's only 12 years old, you know. Wow, you see some videos like that, man. Oh man,
that's bad. From Nathan. Nathan comes out. He's a Jew, but he's against the Jewish government, the government itself, not the people. It's not the Palestine doing anything. The Palestinians are actually the offbreed of Jesus Christ, and I'm for them. I feel for Gaza. I really do. They
Well, you
are.
know, Spellbinder, we're supposed to boycott all Israeli products. You know that, don't you?
Oh yeah, I mean they
There's a
have a
big
takeoff.
boycott. We got to make it tough on Netanyahu. Boycott everything Israeli, everything you can. All Israeli-owned corporations. Look it up. I don't know. Should I look it up? Should I do a screen share? I can get the information.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to. It's it's the Palestinians being killed off, and I actually mentioned this because of well, I'm a watcher of what really happened and whatreallyhappened.com, and I know them. The Palestinians are really the offspring, cousins, uncles, whatever you want to say, of Jesus Christ. And Israel, who come from the north, up there where we're having conflict right now, uh, they're just adapted to the religion. They're not really part of the 12 tribes. And we're running into this 12 tribe thing. If you want to know the 12 tribes, it's the Palestinians. Are really the 12 tribes. And they're not, because they come from where? They come from north in Russia. And they were given a place after World War II. They chose a place to take homage to. Well, they took Jerusalem as the homage. I can't think of their names now. They're the Antioch, Antiochar or something of that nature from up north in Germany, north of Germany, and they were given a place that they could claim as their own with all these rabbis and stuff. They brought the rabbis. They were a conquering. They were ruthless people from up north.
The
Probably know
Khazarians.
Khazarians, and they came from the north, and they came down there after World War II, and they were given a place to stay, and they said, "We want Jerusalem." You know, most of the women are blonde haired, blue eyed that come from that district. Especially the one that had had her monkey stuck up on cross, and there's a video on YouTube. You watch it, and she's evil in her own way. She says, "We're
I
gonna
saw that
unite."
video. I saw that. Oh my Lord Almighty! Wow, that was just absolutely horrifying when I saw that. It was like at a school, in a school play or something, and they had the monkey nailed to the cross or something. Yeah, I saw that.
Saw that. And she's blue eyed, blonde haired, and she was, oh man, she's lovely to look at, but she's a Russian.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
That's the stuff that I'm looking at, and I'm not looking at the people of Israel. I'm looking at the government of Israel being antichrist. No, that's totally antichrist. They don't believe antichrist or believe Christ has come. Therefore, they're antichrist, because I believe Christ already came. He was here. He was a prophet. He was a man. I mean, I'm agnostic, so I believe this. And he already came and went his own way. There was actually out there. What can I say? Already out there that he came. She was pregnant, went up to France. I actually believe in the Da Vinci Code. Da Vinci Code actually puts this out. This is the sign of Mary, the vagina. This is the phallic symbol. That's all you have to know. I mean, really, that's all you have to know about what happened between the two. And the womb is this symbol. This is a symbol of the womb. This is a symbol of the phallus. She was meant to be the replacement after Paul to run the church of Jesus Christ. She was. And she was. Remember that he was a rabbi. Now, rabbis are allowed to have women. They're allowed to have sex. And they're allowed to have offspring. Not like the Catholic Church, which is, totally married to Jesus. Some type of homosexual thing. No, that wasn't supposed to happen. But what really happened was this. You look at it in the picture by Da Vinci himself. There was a girl there. She was leaning over to I don't know if it was Paul or somebody, but she was leaning to her, and in the symbology, there was this. She was hip locked to Jesus. She was. I mean, if you, you just watch the Da Vinci Code, and you will know what really happened. I mean, it's part of that. You have to see the symbology that was created in that picture that Leonardo da Vinci drew of the Last Supper. And it wasn't a cup. You don't see you don't see a cup there. It was her being like this. In the picture, she was leaning off to the side, creating this, and she was speaking to one of the disciples. And it was not whatever they say he was. It was a female. It really was. It was a female. I mean, and you see that. And I read the Da Vinci Code. I read Brown's books. And I actually have to agree with him. Do you agree with him? You agree with the Da Vinci Codes? Come back to me. Say yes. You know. You watched the movie.
No, I do not agree at all. No. For what I know of it, no. It's just a mental concoction, somebody's theory, in some mental fantasy that is just written down and just acted out as a theater, as a stage play, or whatever.
It's
all
based on
mental gymnastics, the twisting of words and twisting of words out of context.
You know occultism, right? I do. This is the womb.
I'm live, honey. I'm live. Sorry, my wife's here. Spellbinder. Come here, kitty. You see my cat?
Let her talk. They're talking.
Yeah, it's
What's the
getting ready
point
for its midnight.
of the female being superior over the male?
Have you read John Allegro's book? I think it's called The Mushroom and the Cross.
No, I haven't come across that yet.
You got to look that one up. John Allegro, The Mushroom and the Cross. And he makes a case
Against Mary?
that the Bible is a code book.
Well, yes,
It's a code book for only those wise enough to see and read between the lines. And if you study Allegro's book, you're going to be mystified because he's right in so many cases. It just can't all be coincidence. It must be like your Da Vinci Code. Night.
I agree with Brown's book on the Da Vinci Code because I read the Book of Mary. I read the Book of Thomas. There were books that were left out of the Bible, and that's what happened. That left the book out of the Bible. And, well, you gotta know. If you ever read those missing scriptures that were in the, well, they came out of the books of, well, they came out of other books. They came out of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Dead Sea Scrolls came up with these books. They were books that were burned from every other religion since, well, what's his name? The king who decided, he was a pagan, and he decided to leave those particular scripts out of the Bible. And right now, we're trying to revive those Bibles. That's why I'm a Gnostic because of that. That made me a Gnostic. Understand why I'm a Gnostic, and I understand these books. I've read through them, and Jesus kissed Maria several times in the Book of Thomas. Thomas was able to reveal this. There was a book of Mary. She wrote a book. Well, actually, Mary did write a book. It wasn't included in the Bible, though. And, I mean, I also read the outside books where Jesus actually survived the crucifixion and went on to India. He put his foot and his palm print on clay, and they baked it, and they said that Christ was there teaching his prophecies to them in India. Well, you know, you have actual proof. They closed it off. They did this stupid thing. The church did not want you to know, like in the Da Vinci Codes, the church doesn't want you to know that there are survivors of his offspring. And I actually believe that he still has direct offspring, queen, king of his lineage. He is a king. Now remember, Jesus wasn't just nobody. He was a king of David, or at least of something similar, of one of the 12 tribes. And he was a king. And he was the king. And he had absolute royalty to Jerusalem and everything. But that wasn't during the time of Romans. That didn't happen. During the Roman era, it was Caesar or whoever was in charge at the time, and he was king. He was the king. But yet he's not of the 12 tribes. That's why they call him Goyim. That's why anyone that isn't Jewish is the Goyim. And it goes down through all this history. You have to really involve yourself into this history to find out what's really real and what's not. I'm Norwegian. I'm probably of a Norwegian king myself, of Norway, but that's beside the point. My mom's a princess, and I'm just a prince. And I lived this life out knowing that. It's scary, it's unreal, but it's true. You have to know, and I'm also part of the Scottish kingdom also on my dad's side. So therefore I may be royal prince of my dad's side. Well, I sit back and I go, well, here I am, sit back, here I am. I'm nothing. You understand? I'm nothing. I really am. I'm really nothing. But yet I may be of royal family.
Norway. It's wonderful.
It's
a wonderful, wonderful country. Wonderful people. They have bomb shelters for all their people in Norway. If something happens catastrophic, a fireball from outer space, a war, nuclear, anything, boom, everybody into the shelter. There's only 2.5 million people living in Norway, as I remember.
Right.
Or not that many, 1.5 million, isn't it? Let me look up the population of Norway real quick. Let's see, population of Norway. Let's see.
I agree. I should be back there with my ancestry, and I should go home. That's what I look at as I should go home. I have never gone home. I don't know. I hate the heat. I love the cold. There was a certain sign. Anything I do, I heat up like a furnace where I'm at now. Heat up like a furnace. And I wanted to go home and just dress. They had teepees, you know that, right? In Norway? Teepees.
I think they had them all over the world, pretty much.
Yeah, they had these teepees made out of, out of the reindeer, and they chewed the flesh of the reindeer skin and made teepees out of them. I know this because on PBS, I freaked my brother out, and I showed him. He called me up actually and says, "You gotta see this." I go, "Yeah, I know. They had teepees, teepees in Norway." I am a Samai. I am Samai, and I always believe that. I'm a Samai, and I'm also Welsh. I'm also up there towards that direction. That's why I like.
Well, I was wrong.
Hmm?
I was wrong. There's over 5 million people in Norway as of 2014. And it's existed continuously for over 1,100 years. And the list of Norwegian monarchs includes over 60 kings and earls. So you probably related to an earl, like Duke of Earl.
Duke of Earl, I could be.
That song.
So, you know, and I also have a Cherokee in my blood. I'm a Cherokee.
No, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm glad you did bring that up. That's great, because now I have to tell you what I found out just a few days ago. And I saw this video, and they said in Tennessee, when they excavated for this huge dam project, they had to bring in the archaeologists immediately, and they had to go over everything they found and tape it, because it was going to be buried underwater. And they went wild, and they found all these artifacts, and they traced it back to Crete. And they traced it, the DNA samples they had of the Cherokees. They took the Indian population. Well, we're going to check it to see if it matches. And they said that they concluded that these people from over in that area of Crete, Minoan civilization, that's it. The Minoans, let's see, was it 400 BC? Something like that. But they built these foundries for smelting copper, and they look like small little hockey pucks, or a little bigger. And they go look at these things here, and they show the Minoan foundry, and then they showed the product, and then they showed the products that they found over here in the foundry and artifacts, and they looked almost identical. And then they found the DNA results. They said there are 6 characteristics in the Cherokee DNA that matches perfect the people from this Minoan civilization. And that was an oddity. And yes, you could be related to somebody from over there in central, what would that be? The central Mediterranean area, something like that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
If you got Cherokee in you, real Cherokee.
8%. 8%.
I wish I knew the dates that they were here.
My great-grandmother was pure Cherokee, and my father of that time, my great-grandfather was probably, well, he was what do you call him up there, north, Welsh, I'm trying to think of the name, Scottish. That's why I got Moy. Moyer. Moyer is a Scottish name. So I'm actually up there from the Moors, or the Moors.
Yeah. I'm just trying to pinpoint the city in Norway. To your knowledge, if we could start the search right at that city. Now there's 10 cities in Norway that are the largest cities. And would you believe?
Madeline.
All right, let me see if I can type that in.
Madeline.
Madeline, okay. Let's find all the cities.
I'm probably directly connected to something else more royal, and I'm nothing but a prince. I'm nothing but a prince. Oh.
Well, let's see. Wow. I just went to Norway Statistics, and man, they got everything. The CPI, inflation price trends, and producer price index for oil and gas, manufacturing, construction cost index, electricity prices. Man, they got everything broken down. Well, let's see, where would that be? I'll have to get a map. Okay, how do you spell it?
Madelin. Madeline. I remember Madeline's family, and
Yeah, I meant Madeline. Madelen.
yes, that will work too. It may have been changed over a period of
They
time.
found 3 results. They found 3 results.
One was a princess. One of them was a princess. I know.
No. No. I don't know. Spellbinder.
Madeline.
Yeah, Madeleine. It's a wonderful place. It's a cold place, Norway.
Norway's cold, but
It's
that's
land.
perfect for me. It's perfect.
It's the land of midnight sun.
Land of the midnight sun. I was a Samai in ancient times. The Samais they're Indians of European. If you look up Samai, SAMI, you'll find they had teepees and everything. They raised reindeer, and some reason or somehow I got involved genetically with them.
Well, we can go from the year 793 to the 1960s. Around 1000 AD, 2 centuries of Viking raids to southern and western areas of France tapered off following the adoption of Christianity. Norway expanded its overseas territory to parts of Great Britain, Ireland, and the Faroe Islands, Iceland, Greenland. Norwegian power peaked in 1265. Wow. It was right before the competition from the Hanseatic League, wherever that was, Hanseatic, some warring tribe evidently, and the spread of the Black Death weakened the country. So the Black Death hit Norway pretty bad in 1265 in that period.
Lucky for me.
So we became part of the Kalmar Union with Denmark and Sweden in 1397, and that lasted for until 1523. Then the remaining union with Denmark lasted nearly 3 centuries. Then in 1814, the Norwegians adopted a constitution where, before being forced into a personal union with Sweden. In 1905, Norway ended the union with Sweden, ending over 500 years of monarchs. Okay. And Norway was occupied for 5 years by Nazi Germany.
Mm.
Yeah, we didn't like that. The Viking Age, wow. There was Vikings in Norway, is what I'm finding out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Vikings. For some reason, the Medlands came from there and went south. And they went down to Ireland or somewhere. It was a transformation.
Black Death killed between 50 and 60% of Norway's population in 1349. The Black Death. The plague left Norway very poor.
Didn't have garlic, I guess, against the Black
Before
Death.
the plague, the population was only 500,000, but after the plague, it said 50 or 60% died, so that'd be 250,000 people in Norway. Those were your descendants. 250,000 people. That was it.
Wow.
Wasn't many of you. Now look,
No.
there's 5 million of you. You went from 500,000 to a quarter of a million, to a quarter of a million to 5 million, or 5,100,000 something. So you multiplied quite rapidly over the centuries. I see that. Wow.
Should be Midlands listed somewhere in there if they're not in Ireland or in Scotland.
Ah. Let's see. A Sami, SAMI family in Norway around 1900, and they got a great big teepee, and they got the whole family dressed in like an Indian style, the Norway Indians.
Yes, they did. And they lived in teepees and raised reindeer.
Yeah.
Reindeer was their crop, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what the main industry is that keeps them going. What do they do in Norway that keeps them going?
Had to be
Let's see.
reindeer.
I think offshore. I think it's got to be offshore oil. So we just go right to your oil fields and see how big they are. From 1966 to 2013, Norway have drilled 5,085 oil wells, mostly in the North Sea. Yeah, I knew it. They've drilled over 5,000 wells in like 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So they do pretty good. Natural gas and oil. It's a lot of oil.
Realize what I got on. I'm so used to the cold. I wear this. You see what I got on right now? It's a
It looks like a
vest.
bulletproof vest. Yeah, it's bulletproof, right?
Yeah, it does.
Kevlar.
No, it's just a vest that keeps me warm. I am so cold, even down here at 69 degrees. I have to wear this to be comfortable. I really need to go back home to Norway because anything I do causes me to sweat. I mean, anything I do causes me to sweat in this climate. And I need to go back home. I need to go back to Norway. I need to go back and marry a nice semi woman. And well, this is just keeping me warm. I mean, I'm a cold-blooded person. Put it that way, I'm cold-blooded. But I am alive and well. Wearing this, taking vitamins and stuff. So I kind of cuddle up to it. And I have a hoodie on as well. I mean, I got this hoodie. I mean, I can pull the hoodie over and cover my head if I want to. But that's what I have.
Well,
I am
this
cold.
is what you got to look forward to. And I'll tell you what, where I live, it's real cold in the wintertime. And so you know what I do? I wear a coat in my house all winter long. I will be sitting here in the kitchen. Sometimes I wear my hat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm cold, I'm old, and I'm not as warm as I used to be, and I wear a coat in the winter now. It's 70 degrees. I mean, I know just how you feel.
I understand. I'm old and I'm cold too. I'm 55 and I wear extra layers. Even when it's 67 degrees in here, I have to wear this just to keep my body temperature up. That's why I want to go back home, Norway, because when I'm working, if I'm doing my work, electrical, I will sweat. I will sweat right out the back. It's like that. It will cause sweat.
Did you say
And
if you were working on something electrical? Wait a minute. What the heck? You said electrical, didn't you? Okay, let's see if we can find it here. Where is it? Let's see here. Let's see. I got some wiring to do on my car, by the way. You could help me with. You could fly out.
wiring on your car. Now that's
Yeah,
that really make me sweat.
you know.
Ah,
Oh, have I showed you my book? I think I have. It's called Armed Madhouse.
yeah.
And author Greg Palast gives the straight scoop on the stories big media won't report,
Oh
digging
yeah.
up reams of documents marked secret and confidential.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a good book. I haven't read it all yet, but this is what I want to show you. And let's pique your interest a little bit.
Oh look, I got this. Have you ever seen Keeley's Laws? Never before revealed. Oh,
Have you seen radio receiver projects that I could build my own radio and receive signals from anybody, anywhere, from any point?
radio incentive
Yeah.
project. Oh, that's
It's
interesting.
you receiver. It's a receiver, man. And you're going to teach me how to build a shortwave receiver using the super het circuit with varicator tunnel tuning and toroid TOROID wound coils and a 455 kHz ceramic filter network. Okay, and the RF signal is fed from the outside antenna, and so on. Have you even heard of a
I got
toroid?
look, Keeley's
Oh,
Laws.
dear. Yeah, does that have the Oxford Bell?
Yes, all types of information in here on vibration. Everything's vibrant. Everything vibrates. Everything moves. That's
It's funny you
that's
mentioned
the
that. I just found out the other day that they figured out the exact frequency that the entire Earth vibrates at. And I remember Tesla said that if he had kept his device going, it could have cracked the Earth in two, his one vibrational frequency device. And I'm thinking, well, no wonder he knew his device would work. He was using the dynamics of the frequencies that he had already determined were from the Earth's magnetic forces, and he tuned into that exact beat, and he was magnifying or amplifying that within itself, and that's where he got his power.
exactly how he got
By
his power. How do you
tuning.
think he got his power? He actually, in this documentary, it shows him writing down on the ground with a stick and showing his friend. He was showing him, look, this is how simple all this is. And if you do this in coils and stuff, you get the same results. That was his secret. I mean, he actually was able to identify all this stuff. And I was like, wow, Tesla was a genius because he was able to relate it to what he saw around him. It wasn't secret. It was something. And he showed it. And he put it down on the ground. He said, I'm going to go and I'm going to turn the Niagara Falls into a generator to generate power. Sure enough, he went over here, created his coils that made generators, and he was able to make electricity. He made well, what's his name? I always call him what's his name because DC guy. Actually, you have to say DC guy.
Edison.
Edison looked like an idiot because he was able to come up with this stuff and show it to him, and Edison didn't want it. It was Westinghouse. Westinghouse saw his geniusness and brought him into his company. Westinghouse created Niagara Falls generators and using the power of water. And that was what he wanted to do to begin with. That was one of his major accomplishments, was turning Niagara Falls into a generator. And he put his generators there. They turned the turbines with the waterfall, and it was great. It was great. It was one of the things that Tesla did in his lifetime, and that was the greatest feat. And you know that if one of his 32 patents wasn't passed through the patent office, we wouldn't have electricity today that we have right now. We wouldn't be talking to each other. It would never happen. That is how great Tesla was. We are talking between us right now over the internet and everything because Tesla. Thank God, Tesla.
Yeah, but he's got a lot more to offer us. We've got to resurrect some of his ideas and magnify them and test them. And we could still get free energy. We could still resurrect a free energy society.
Yes, he actually went out there in Colorado, rebuilt his tower, and was able to go miles away and stick fluorescent lights into the ground, and they lit up and said, "Look, I'm right." He was right. He was right. He could give electricity to the world for free. We'd never have to pay a power bill. But there was that old man. Yes, the old man. And he said, "No, we can't have this. We can't have free energy. I can't put a power meter on it." And
I want you to go to John Hutchinson's website. I want you to go. He's got a million of them too.
I've been to his
never
site.
ending.
I've been to his site.
Okay, today he's holding up a rock. He goes, and I thought he was going to say, "This rock holds enough power to last forever in a small amount. Let me test it." But it wasn't a small rock, Spellbinder. Do you know what it was?
What?
It was a bunch of stuff that he baked. It was like,
Yes.
they call it his shake and bake method of power, because he must bake these rocks. It looks like a cinder, but it's different elements. And I don't know, it's all proprietary, I'm sure.
And light up a light bulb over them. I know.
Yeah.
That.
Now, and lately he's been posting video after video. He goes, "We've got free power. I can demonstrate it right here. But I've never had any interest in it." Every time he puts, "Got free power," but nobody's even, in other words, nobody that would be willing to invest $1 million into an experimental lab to upgrade this and, upscale it.
Exactly.
And,
exactly. I've seen him. He taps into this like a cone of rock he baked together, and he's able to get electricity off of it. I'm like, wow, that's great. That's like, it's something out of Stargate or something. It's a it's one of those devices they use in Stargate SG-1 to get infinite power out of nothing. And it's a rock, you know, and in Stargate, it was like crystals or something put together. And they called it,
Spellbinder,
yeah.
are we the only people that see the potential for this substance and these batteries? Are we the only people that can see how this could solve the entire world's energy problem? These batteries, all you'd have to do is upscale them, put a 200-pound battery pack in your back, out in your back deck, make sure it was all fireproof and everything, have an extinguisher handy in case they blow up. You'd be set, man. Just flip the switch, and he's, according to Hutchinson, these things never go dead. They hold their
No,
power, almost complete power.
never. They never go dead. He's able to get at least 2 volts or something off of what he has put together. And it was like 2 volts of energy out of nothing. And it was just these certain elements put together. And he put them together, baked them, and it's a battery, a forever battery. I mean, it was like, wow, yeah, you're right. We could have the universe if we only get
There's
rid
no
of
interest.
the money junkies.
There's no interest in it
No,
ever.
money
That's what he
junkies.
said. No interest ever.
You know,
That's pathetic. No interest ever.
because money junkies never get anything out of them. They never get nothing. They mm, they want profit. There's no profit. The bottom line is no profit. Give it to the human race. Screw your profit. You know, that's what I look at. And it's like, please. No money. No money from the money profits. It's really bad.
Yeah, it is.
And they're only after money. And I stand back and I go, please, just please, you money junkie addicts, just let go and let us have everything, please. I mean, I asked this publicly on the live line. I say, will you please let us have the power of electricity for free? It can be in these big blocks and it fuel your house. You don't have to worry about a solar storm coming upon us and blasting everything out of existence. You don't have to have that. You just need to allow these ideals to flourish. I mean, what do they call them? They have a name for it, for these devices. They're, let me think of it. In Stargate 1, they knew of it as they had this block that was no bigger than this. And it was able to power an entire system of power. And it was called, I'm trying to think of it. God, I can't imagine. I picture what this is. I can see it in front of my eyes. It's, what do you call it? They had a name for it in Stargate SG-1. Do you know it? Just
Lithium, trilithium crystals.
it
Am I
was
thinking of Star Trek?
no, this isn't Star Trek. This is SG-1, Stargate 1. They knew them as Infinity Stones, basically. If Marvel comes to my mind, they're called the Infinity Stone, but there was another name for it. We get infinite power from these stones.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
There's a name for it. God, there's a name for it. Why can't I not think of it right now? I'll think of it soon. Give me a few moments, and I'll think of it. It's a they called him a name. God, I'm going to have to pull that book out to find out about it. Don't let me pull that book out. Let me know it on my top of my tongue. I mean, it was called a. Oh God! It was a box in SG1 that they had this, and it had infinite power. I mean, power supply. It never went away because it was draining it from somewhere else in a dimension, and they called it something. Oh, you're gonna make me pull that box out. I don't want to do this because this suitcase is about ready to fall apart, anyways. And it's inside the suitcase. Suitcase. I pulled it out. It's inside this suitcase. It's falling apart because it's had its time. It's called the 0 point energy, ZPE. That's what I was trying to find out. I had to open this case up to see the book that I got. There is a book out there. It's called ZPE. It's known as Tapping the 0 Point Energy by Moray King. And he actually gives some instructions on how to build these things. I myself have worked on that. But it's ZPE. Now you know what ZPE is, right? 0 point energy.
Well, there's a lot of people that claim they have 0 point energy, and a lot of them, but you'll find out most of them don't in the end.
Coil Design and Construction Manual. There's another book that I bring out. I have all these books on this. And I went through all these and came across ideals that can create these things. And 0 point energy is basically what they built when Moses had the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant was a ZPE.
Have you seen John Hutchinson's reenactment of the Ark of the Covenant? He actually built one. Did you see that video?
I haven't seen
They tried
that.
to build one, yes. Oh man, it's great, man. They really built the real thing, man. Tried to build it. Yeah.
Gold, wood, gold, wood, gold, wood. I mean, it's layers of non-conductives and conductives. And I think I may have come across that, but I know how the Ark of the Covenant was built. It was built out of wood. It had gold, and then wood, and then gold, and it was layered, non-conductives with conductives, and they piled them up. It's kind of like where I built my wand. When I built my wands, I actually have more than one, rods, if you want to call them. I actually built these things using non-conductive copper coils with conductive coils, kind of based on Tesla's coils. And I've layered them with non-conductive electrical tape and layered them with copper conductive layered. And I built these wands and I put crystals inside. this was something that I never understood how powerful they are. They're really powerful. And
Do you still have this device?
oh, I got these devices. Oh yeah, I actually sleep with a rod just in case extraterrestrials try to come come after me. I can pull it out as a weapon.
Why
Huh?
do you say that? I had a premonition about 2 weeks ago, and my wife got up and I said, "Honey, you better not step outside because I'm afraid if you do, there's some aliens are going to grab you and take off with you." And in broad daylight, that was the point of the story, and it's going to be in broad daylight. I was just thinking of an easy way to get rid of her. Maybe could amuse her at the same time. Yeah, I'll look up outside. She'll be flying away 1,000,000 miles an hour. Oh no, that's not nice. Well, she is part alien, so it won't be all bad.
Her kind of reminds me of
Oh,
the what is it? The Guardians of the Galaxy. I've watched that movie so many times. I love it. I love galaxies of the you know heroes of the galaxy of the universe or whatever.
yeah, I did too.
I love that movie. I've seen it so many times, and it's Marvel. I mean, you have to love the guy who made all these comic strips. His name is Lee.
Is that his real name?
Stan Lee.
Are you sure he's not a? Are you sure he's not a Zionist?
I don't know. Stan Lee made all these
Yes, he
comic books.
might be a Zionist.
I don't know,
Check
but
into that.
his movies are so great. I love
No.
Stan Lee. He always does.
I
He
can't.
does cameos, and he always has a cameo in every movie he made since.
Yeah, that's right. He's a Hollywood guy. That's right. He's a Hollywood dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
Who's that?
comic book guy. He started out with comic books. He's the one that did all Marvel comics.
He did all Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. He did Thor. He did Hulk. He did. I mean, I can go down the list of the characters he came up with in his own time.
Did he do the Fantastic Four? Remember the Fantastic Four?
Yes, he did.
There was
Amazingly
Ice
enough,
Girl
he
and-
did do the Fantastic Four. And they're coming
Yeah,
out
I
with a
love
new
that.
movie with Fantastic Four too. I mean,
Oh, good.
the Silver Surfer,
Yeah, I got a Silver Surfer. I saved from way back 1971. I got a Silver Surfer.
That's Marvel. Yeah, that all came out from Marvel. It wasn't DC. DC's Batman and Superman and all
Say, how do
those.
I get rid of all those comics? I got 250 pounds of comic books, all brand new, all in plastic sleeves, and I got Wolverine. I've got all kinds of comics, every kind of scary comic, the Ghostbusters, everything. What am I going to do with them? I got to get rid of them. They do me no good. They're just sitting here for years. How much can I get for them? 50 cents a
They're
piece.
collector
It costs like
items.
$5. I'm paying $3 or $4 or $5 a piece.
$100 a piece at least. At least.
No,
If you
heck no. I looked them up. I looked them
$100
up. They ain't worth what you paid for them. I'm thinking
You
50
pay
cents a
50
piece.
cents, they're worth $50. Let's put it that way.
I could put them all in there. 300 comics at 50 cents a piece would be how much? 300 times 50.
Now you have to understand there's collector value to those comic books, especially if they're in a sleeve. They've never been really, you went through them once or whatever and stuck them back in. They're worth probably $500 a piece. You're looking at fortune. You're sitting on a fortune right now. A fortune beyond Ovilus.
I gotta get rid of them. I gotta get rid of all of them.
Oh, you got it. You gotta go on. You gotta go on the internet and find out what they're
Can
going
you go
for.
on Craigslist? Can you go on Craigslist?
I can offhand, but you can. You can go
I
out
am.
there.
I'm on there. I got an ad on there. I got an ad on there right now for snowblower. If you want a snowblower, brother, have I got a snowblower for you? And man, I wish I could take this computer out the garage. I could start it up for you.
You have no. If you have comic books and they're in pristine condition, you
Yeah,
are a
they are.
millionaire. You're sitting on $1 million right now. You don't realize it, but you're
You are
sitting on $1
so
million.
wrong. You are so wrong.
Those comic
These
books
aren't
are
these aren't these aren't
great.
from my days. These are from my children's comic books that I'm trying to get rid of now. Those aren't that old. These are only like 15, 20 years old comics, 20 at the most.
Oh my God, 15, 20 years old? Oh my God, they're worth $500 a piece.
Well, if I get $500, let me quickly calculate. And I just happen to have a calculator here. And I will soon tell you just exactly. And here it is. Let's see. I know I have at least, say, 445. So let's just take 445 times 500. And according to your calculations, I should have almost $250,000 in comic books.
Yes,
I've got
you do.
$222,000.
You are rich. You're rich and you don't even know it. Comic books are big time trader items. Oh my God, you gotta go to a Comic Con or something where they go there dressed up as aliens and stuff, and just put these books out and say, "I want this much for each one of them," and they'll gladly put out the bucks to you and give you the money. You don't realize how rich you are. I wish I had the comic books I had. I had some that were from Creepy magazine and stuff uh, that were worth $1,000 each, and I'm like going, wow, I'm poor today because my mom threw them away because they thought they were worthless. It's like baseball cards. They're
Oh,
worth
yeah.
as much as baseball cards. I mean, really, comic books are in that avenue of being worth that much. If they're pristine, they don't have ripped pages or anything, they're perfectly pristine and they're plastic. Oh my God, $500 a piece easily if they're over 10 years old. 10 years old at least. You have to go on the internet and look up what the going price is for this stuff. You can do that. You just go on there and say comic book prices or something of that nature.
Oh, I have been. I have been. I have been. I've looked up so many of them already. And I'm getting, not good results. I'm not getting, if I got $5 for one, it would be lucky when I looked them up. About 10 or 20 I looked up. I was getting $2, $1, $3, stuff like that. And I'm thinking if I sold them all for 50 cents a piece, 200 times 50 would be $100.
You can get more than that. You actually, on the market, you can actually get more than that. I'm telling you, comic books are big time, especially since Marvel went out and made movies on TV. You have actual everything. I'd look it up again. I'd try it again, go into the market and look up what these comic books, what year, what edition, what they're, I mean, Wolverine is big right now. You have anything Wolverine in it? Oh my God, Wolverine is awesome in Marvel. and you have Wolverine comic books, you at least get 10, 15 bucks maybe a piece if they're new. If they're old, more. You actually get more. I'm telling you, you have a fortune if you have a couple hundred of these comic books and you want to put them out on the market. There's people out there who want those as collector items. They'll collect them, stick them in their own shelf, and wait till they get more expensive and then sell them. I mean, it's really that big. It's that big. I have a friend who collected, Star Trek action figures, or dolls and stuff. He has over, I think, $2 million right now in collectors with Star Trek alone, and he bought one and had one he'd take out and play with or whatever, but he kept the other one in its exact package, and it's worth buku bucks of Captain Kirk and Spock and all the rest of the stuff. I looked at him and I go, I wish I had done that. I wish I had the original G.I. Joe still. I used to have original G.I. Joe. You know how much the original G.I. Joe from the 70s is going? $200,000. If you have an original G.I. Joe, no matter if it's in a box or not, if you have a G.I. Joe, it's $200,000 in your pocket right now. Original G.I. Joe. And I had one. I had the G.I. Joe. I think my parents threw it out and stuff. And it was like, you outgrew this, throw it away. I'm like going, I could have had $200,000 in my pocket today, putting out on the market. I mean, oh no. And that's why I'm poor today. Because I didn't keep the toys I had when I was a youth. They're worth buku bucks. If you have an original G.I. Joe, man, it's worth $200,000 right now in your pocket.
I got an original Buck Rogers metal gun from back in.
If you want money off of that, from what you paid, I'd put it up on auction. Put it up on auction. There was a show.
I wish I had it. It was my dad's, but I know my sister, somebody got that gun. Now she's got it all, but she got that ray gun. I was just thinking about that Buck Rogers toy gun my dad had, and I just wondered
that thing's
if she's
probably
taking care of that. I'm gonna have to ask her. Oh no, it's probably worth about 200, 300.
No, it's more. Put on auction. Put on the auction show. Go to the people who are on Sci-Fi who have this auction show. Say you have an original gun that was put out at whatever date it was. They will look up to see how much they can get for it, and they will get you the price of that gun.
I can look it up right now on eBay. I can look it up right now.
How much for a gun that's probably priceless? I'm telling you, you probably have a fortune you don't even know you're surrounded by. It blows me away.
My dog's going wild. I might have to let it go. Might have to take a break. My dog's going real wild right now. What time is it? Oh, it's midnight. Yeah, it might be safe. I can tell the economy's real bad because I hear nobody. I hear nobody after 10 o'clock. I hear no cars. It'll be till 4 or 5 in the morning. I won't hear one single car, nothing. Completely dead. It never used to be like that 10 years ago, 6, 7 years ago even. There was cars going up and down the street all hours of the day and night. Now, nobody. It's a dead
Nobody.
zone.
We think I'm sitting here on air right now. I have no job. I'm an electrician. I have a trade, and I have nothing right now. I have some, you know, contractors out there are you know, people who are interested in my career. 15 years as an electrician, but they're not moving. And I'm like going, it's that bad. That's how bad the economy is. I have a trade and I can't get work. That's bad. You know when it's bad? When you can't get work. That's when you know.
You have to make your own job.
I try to. I really do. I go out of my way and make my own job. But the last one I had was great. I said I worked for Boeing, but I worked myself out of the job and I wasn't able to spend the $48 million they wanted to have to spend so they don't have to give any back to the Air Force. That was basically it. I was doing my job too good. That sucks. When you do your job too good, you become an asset that's not preferable. I'm not preferable.
Okay, I got a date on my ray gun. We're going to go at 1934. The XZ-31 rocket pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the very first toy ray gun ever produced. Made by Daisy.
And how much is it worth?
Well, let's just see here.
I know it's worth a lot. It's got to be worth a lot. 1939. I mean, you got a date. You got. Whoa. How much is it?
Okay, eBay. Let's see.
How much? I know it's going to be a lot.
I'm looking on eBay. I can't see one on eBay.
You don't see it on eBay, then it's priceless.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. Atomic disintegrator space ray gun. Just like real life. Similar. They found items similar.
You have the actual. That's the difference.
Here's a 1946, $349. That was a little. I'm talking about 1934. So
I said, take it on auction. Auction, you'll get more. You start off at that price. Wherever you find on eBay, you start off at that price and say, I want more for it. And I guarantee somebody out there will want that so bad, so much, they'll pay you 3 times the amount.
I think it's $245.
Okay, stick it on it.
This is a black. You know, it's $245. Yeah, I figured about $240.
Yeah,
not a lot of them. There's quite a few.
Start that in an auction, and start that up, and have them show the weapon or whatever, the gun, off to the audience. I guarantee you're going to get double your money. Plus, they're
in the right place. Yeah.
I mean, these people, they were on Sci-Fi. They were called auctioneers, and they went out and looked for these additional whatever auction items, and they were able to bring in 3 figures. at least on an object. 3 figures. 4 figures is better. 5 is even greater. I mean, you get $1 million. You're rich. All you have to do is get the right price. You start it out at what it is on eBay for that particular gun, and that's where you start your bidding on. It's $435. Do I hear $500? Do I hear $600? Do I hear $700? And it goes up and up and up and up and up, and suddenly you have $1,000 for something that's on eBay for $400 and some dollars. This is how much these bidders will go. I mean, these people want that. They want anything it's Star Wars or anything. It's sci-fi. They'll go for the sci-fi. And you will have what you want 3 times the bid of what is on eBay. That's where you start at. You go on eBay and see how much they're asking for these pistols and stuff for Star Wars and Buck Rogers. And the next thing you know is you're making 3 times as much because there's some collector out there that has so much money, doesn't know what to do with it, but he wants that, and he'll pay you that. That's what you're looking for. I'm telling you, you can make money off those comic books the same way. Same way. Look up the comic books, see how much they're offering on eBay, put it on auction, start out at that price, and go from there. That's how you make money on this stuff. I'm telling you, it's easy. Man, it's easy money.
I do all free ads. I do nothing but free advertising.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to pay.
You go on eBay, and they're saying this comic book's worth, $5. Okay, I'm going to start it out at $5, and I'm going to go through all of these methods of auction to auction these off. And you'll find out that people will sit there and bid $20, $30, $40, $50, $100, right out the bat to get that comic book. They want that comic book. I'm telling you, they want that comic book in their collection.
Could I run an online auction on Google? Is that against the rules? Like I could have an online auction and have my link posted, and I go, this is up for bid. Just come to the link, and then I could always boot off if there was more bidders than I had room for with my 10 participants. I could just boot off any inactive, slow guys that ain't bidding fast enough. And then
you're going to have to go through something like, what you said you had a connection to. You'll have to go through the bidder. Damn. I am so stupid right now. You're going to have to go through what you're going through.
Craigslist.
Not Craigslist. The other one.
eBay.
Now you go through eBay, you can put anything.
No, I can't. It's just, you got to have a PayPal account. You got to get a registered bank account number. You got to jump through 10 freaking hoops to get on there. And then you know what you do? What would you like to hyperdrive your ad? We can bold it and text for an extra nickel. Your ad will appear an extra 3 days in red, and then the final day it'll be black bolded, and there'll be a flashing star there for an extra 25 cents. And I'm not going to play their games because it winds up costing you way
Okay.
more than it should.
Yeah, I
And I'm
understand.
telling you, you may be very, very used to it.
But
Like it,
eBay
but I
was the
don't.
place to bargain. I mean, I bought my metal detector for $139, and I went through them.
Yeah, you can buy stuff. Yeah, you can buy stuff. Buy all you want.
You're going to have to go to an auctioneer in your neighborhood.
No way. No
I have
way. I don't
hours
trust
in
any
here
of
in
them. I don't
Ohio.
trust a single one of them. I don't trust any of them. Yeah.
Auctioneers, I'm telling you, they're the only way to go with all you got.
Could I
You
take a
want
break?
to make a
Could I
profit?
take a break right now,
Sure.
sir? Could I take a break?
Okay, no problem.
Can you keep the thing
Take a
going for a
break.
while? I'm gonna have to take a little breather. I'll still be
Okay,
live though. I wish I had my.
okay, no problem. Be live. Be here. I'm not
I
going
gotta let my
anywhere.
dog. I gotta let my dog have freedom.
Okay,
Okay.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. And there goes one. Anyone else want to join in this conversation? Talk about selling comic books? I mean, well, I have some. I don't have a lot. I have some comic books, and I'm hanging on to them because over a period of time they'll be worth something. Do you have comic books worth something? You want to just talk about UFOs? Anything? Come on here. Come on here, please. You can come on the air if you go to my website, Spellbinder 00 Yahoo Spellbinder 00 Hotmail Spellbinder 00. You can come to like on G Plus even. Come on. There's 5 viewers. You're on here. 4 viewers. Please. Please speak your mind. I am just the old man sitting in a chair looking like shit. Well, a scar there still from my war days. Okay, I am somebody. I am me. I am Spellbinder. I speak to you and speak to us. I speak to all that's on the air. Hmm? Me? Look at me. Look at these. I got these rows going on there. Do you still look at me as unpresentable? Hmm. Tobacco. Tobacco is good for you if you get pure tobacco. You want me to die in front of you? it. 4 viewers. Come on here. Come on here. You're afraid? Keep going. Right now. 4 of you. All of you. Keep on here. Sarah Warren. You're not going to kick on here. Oh, really? I don't have open speech to all of you. Please. Come on here. Come on here. Don't be afraid. Come on here. No, I put the link up in the group chat. Group chat says you can come on here right now. If you're watching, let me see group chat. I am on here. Please. Live. On here. On here. Come on here. If you're this far, you can see group chat. Me. On here. Just come on right now. I'm not going to come on here and reveal secrets. If you come on here, come on here. On here. Yahoo. On here. Yahoo. Right now. On the air. On the air. Now. And now. You can come on this there now. You're on the air. Now. I started on this now. You're on the air. Talk to me, please. it's shared on my site even. To join me on the air. Join me on the air. Huh. Hmm. You're on the air now. Cite yourself. Now. Me now? I have you on the air. You're on the air. Join in. Say yes. We're here. I'm here. Hmm. You don't want to be on the air? That's weird. No, it really is weird. Look, I don't know how this works. Uh-huh. I'm there. Crazy. Two. I'm down two. I know you can get on here. There's no ifs, buts about it. You're on the air. Mm-mm. You're really not willing to come on the air. Look, I got somebody on the air now. You don't want to be on the air? Play it. Say yes. Join me on the air. Hmm. Now, join me on the air. I know you can join me on the air. I know. You should be already on here. It's open channel. Right? Do I have to go up here? Oh my God. I'm 20 individuals. I have you joining my channel now. I'm 20 of you. Some of you must want to speak with me. The arrow's coming out. I mean, you know this. I'll take her down. Don't talk to me right now. Open up my channel. Why do I only get one person open up my channel? You all should be opening up my channel. Talking to me. Say, hello. How is it? Open up the channel. Please say hello. Or live. Do I have to go to my Am I too formal? Is that what it seems to be? Hmm? Hmm? Live. Become live now. Please become live now. 3 of you. 4 of you. Live. Let's talk. I got much to talk about. Do you want to know? Be silent because you can't get on. All right. It's all me. And now, now talk to me. Spill your guts to me. Hmm? You got to be able to get on here. Say yes. Say more. You're not going to bring ghosts on here. It's more entertaining than you are. Please come on. Now, place yourself on the air. Are you afraid? No? Oh, I have one who's afraid and no one comes back. 4 yours. Come on now. Make yourself known. You're on the air now. Please. Please. Now? More? You guys are so okay. Say now. Open up a conversation here now. This is an open channel. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. You know? Huh? Okay. You want to play this, don't you? Out. You can't get on. Or screw you. You can't get on. I want you on. I want to hear our voice. Another voice. Now, say yes. Come on. Live broadcast and no one wants to talk. Now, please say hello. Come on. Come on the screen right now. Say, yes, I want to talk to you. I want to know you. I want to know everything about you. You are listening for me. I put for lack I've already did this. Nobody wants to talk to me. Too blue for your eyes? Tell me. Please talk now. I want you to talk now. Talk now. Oh, we're down 4. See, I know who is on here. Are you people? I just wish they would talk to me. Talk to me like TJ would. Now? Well, okay. Nobody wants to talk to me. That's okay. I'll talk to you. Do you want to know what's going on? Hi, TJ. I can't get these suckers to come on here. I feel empty. I already did. We're empty, too.
Pardon me.
You probably feel as empty as I do.
What'd I miss?
Well, I got 4 people viewing me, and I'm trying to get them to come on. And they won't.
Probably trolls. Probably trolls.
Yeah, but at least there'd be somebody to talk to. And I'm not getting nothing out of them. I got 3 viewers right now. And now we're coming on here. You know, at one time, I used to have 10 people on here. And I'm not getting nothing. It's really sad. Not getting these people. 4 people now viewing.
That's 1 me, 2 you. That's me and you.
That's it. That's all there is. You and me. And I'm not getting the other 3 viewers on here. That's not right. That's not right. We should be getting 120 people on here now. 120 people should show up.
You know, this Patriot Act's got everybody worried because they could pass that, ramrod that through this weekend at midnight. They got to filibuster it. They got to filibuster or something. Something like that.
Something.
They ramrod that through.
I'm just trying to get me on here. I thought I turned the ground on my head or something. I don't know what it is. Well, you see that?
Yeah, I just got a warning that I had to minimize. I had too many other programs running, which I don't. I see there's nothing else running. So,
You almost have to do what I did when I had to reboot my entire software, and I did this with commercial factory whatever software, and it cured a lot of my problems I was having. And I went, okay, I gotta cure my problems. I gotta reboot my entire system. I did make the copies that was needed for factory. And I had to go through nothing hooked up to my system. And I was able to reboot my system and put it back to factory when I bought it, basically. And I got rid of all those viruses and malware, whatever else. I'm free of that. And I'm sitting here right now on free malware. I'm on freeware.
you have a Norton system, don't you? Norton is very powerful.
Yes. Norton, I reinstalled Norton on my system, but I got rid of all the when I rebooted everything, I had to reboot everything. I had to reboot my Adobe Overbook, and I did take up CC Clean. I don't know what that's a bad wear or a good wear, but my Norton said it was okay. And Norton, I had to call them up and actually tell Norton. I reboot my system and I had to take everything out of it. And now I need Norton back on. I paid for it. It's a little new. Said, okay. And they put Norton back on my system.
It works for small things.
Yeah.
It won't work for big stuff.
No. I understand that Norton doesn't do what it says it can do. 360 is a joke. And now I'm now realizing that Norton is a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I need new equipment. I need it now. I need a new motherboard. It's $97.
Wow.
And then I'm going to have to sit there and painstakingly put it back together for an hour or two.
You didn't get your factory? You didn't download your factory, did you? I always do that. When I have a computer and it says, give me a 3 disc and DVD and reactivate the for reactivation of the hardware. I do that. I do. I make them make me a factory copy. I'm able to go back directly into my computer and killed everything. I mean, when I reboot the entire system, but I moved everything over to their drive. That was the secret. Secret is remove everything and move it over to their drive. Okay, and I did that. Now you can go back to factory.
Oh. How many hard drives do you run off of that machine? Are you like my son? He runs 2 or 3 hard drives, and he's got them all loaded, and he was able to switch from each to one on another. And well, that system broke down after a few years, but that worked out pretty good. Is that what you have? Multiple hard drives?
Multiple hard drives. I don't even have them on right now. They're not on. They're just backup drives. And I turn them off. I got movies and everything else on them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if I turn them on, I turn off the network. And I'm not on them. I can watch these movies and never lose them. Yeah, that's the secret. There's a secret. Oh.
You know how to
Secret.
plug in those cables in your hard drive. You look, there's a place to plug in those cables for new hard drives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those ribbon cables. I've got a lot of extras.
I have
If you need one,
USB.
let me know.
My USB cables,
Yeah.
they're turned off, actually unplugged. And if I
Oh,
want to watch a
USB.
movie for one of my cables, I disconnect the internet. That's how you keep everything. You just disconnect the internet and you play these. I mean, they will come on your system as extra drives. And I mean, I got movies I went out and searched for before it became impossible. And I got these movies on my drives, but they can't touch them if I turn off the USBs to the point where I unplug the cable. They can't screw with them. They have no capability of screwing with these drives.
No, not in that case. No way. No way, Jose.
That's it.
So,
Yeah.
how many systems do you have going? Do you have like a laptop? Then you got your primary desktop going. Then you got another laptop, mini laptop. What do you got going? A tablet and maybe
Hard drive,
what do you got?
a desktop, unconnected from everything else. Everything
Processor for a laptop processor that you can flip open. It has a little battery charger on it. You plug it in, laptop with the flip top.
I do have a backup. If the power goes out, I'm able to continue for 15 minutes, shut everything down when it gets down to it. Yeah, I got about 15, 20 minutes. If I shut everything off and go to a laptop, now I do have a laptop, I can plug it into the cable, which is the phone line, and I'm able to stay on for 3 hours.
I want you to try something. I want you to get 2 systems onto the internet. Also, each system will be receiving a Google Hangout in one place, and on the other one, you could be running your own show and then rebroadcasting on the second system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can do that. There's no problem with that.
I've never seen you running two systems there
Well,
simultaneous.
right off my what do you call it? The power backup system. I do have that, but it's only for 7 minutes if I run everything on it. So I put my laptop with the battery into the system, and I'm only running the internet, so I get 5-6 hours off the internet. I mean, I'm only running the internet. You see, I'm not running my computer on it or anything like that. I put the battery in, battery kicks on. I'm able to do this on 2 systems. I got 2 laptops. This is only hard drive on desktop. And the
What you need is a whole computer lab set up, because it seems like this hobby, you're going way over your head. You're getting it downloads. You're cleaning out your systems too often. You've got too many glitches in your systems. But if you had 2 or 3 systems and you had them all going, one system breaks down, you can use the other system to figure out a way to fix the system that went down. I've done it. I've done it myself. But if I didn't have that backup, I'd be done. You know?
What I did is I had these stupid people keep calling me up saying, you need to fix your system. It only costs $200 to fix their system. Well, I said, well, I have nothing on my system right now that I wish to, keep. And I went back to factory, and everything was fixed. Everything. All these viruses, whatever was out there. Something I downloaded and didn't know it had a virus attached to it. And they went away because I killed them. I killed them right there on the spot. And I went, okay, I'll just download my system again, go back to factory, and everything is great. That's how I fixed it. You understand? I mean, you can do it that way.
Well, yeah, I did an audit of the entire internet. It took me about 2 or 3 years, at least 2. I did a complete audit of the entire internet.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, it completely shut down my system. I had to I had to reinstall.
You had to go back to factory, didn't you?
Well, what happened is I compressed my hard drive. They always ask you, if you compress, you'll save so much room. And my buddy goes, yeah, look, you'll have all that room. Well, I compressed, and I started having all these glitches. And the next thing I know, I had to delete the hard drive and start over again, like you did.
Yes.
And it was only because I was doing that intensive audit of the internet. Now, I mean, I'm talking about, I went to websites that people don't even know exist. They have no idea. And my buddy goes, well, I go, how do I operate when I get to these secret websites? And he goes, you just got to click and click as fast as you can. I go, what do you mean click as fast as you can? And he just laughs and he goes, you'll see. And so I did the audit of the internet, and I went to some of these fast clicking sites, and it was faster than I could click, so I had to back out. But then it was too late, and I picked up so many cookies and backdoors and everything else. And so then I learned never, ever to go to those sites. It's something like a free place. It's a clearinghouse for bootleg copies of this software and that. It was a software pirated this and pirated that, and get the whole download free. Just go through this ad and do this, and get 90% of the free version. And oh man, don't ever go to those places. It's called Wares. Have you ever heard of Wares?
Or
WAREZ or something like that.
stay away from it. Yeah.
What about that guy on the Silk Road? I heard about that website. You can buy anything. They're even selling babies and everything on there. And I'm thinking, what? Well, I heard yesterday the guy's getting life in prison, and they said if he ever does get out, he's going to be getting he'll have a guard. He'll have a guard. He'll be guarded because he set up the Silk Road, which was a Silk Road, one of those black market internet sites that advertise we'll sell anything on our Black Silk Road or whatever. Tell me you never went there, Spellbinder.
Never. Never.
Good. Oh my Lord. You're talking about bad.
I never went to anything I don't recognize. I mean, I have
Life in prison.
I have 360, but you know, Norton 360 only covers so much. They would say these are company sites to go to, and these are not. Either green or red. And I go along with Norton. A lot of people tell me I should do McAfee over Norton, but I actually trust Norton.
What if you did nothing like me? What would happen? Nothing's ever happened to me. Why are you so paranoid? Have you always been this paranoid?
Well, Norton.
Norton
will send us up and say, "This is a Trojan horse. It's coming in. It's trying to invade your system, but we stopped it." Okay, I agree with that. I mean, they stopped the Trojan horse, but yet I think they may be sending it out as a warning to keep their system going. Sometimes I see your system going that way.
If you could prove that in a court of law, you would be a very wealthy man.
Probably.
Oh, man.
But I can't. I don't know how to prove that Norton's sending Trojans out and then saying, "We stopped it. We put it down and it's over." Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, really. I mean, I don't trust Norton, but McAfee wants me to join them. Well, McAfee's not the guy it ran it. He was almost arrested down in the Caribbean. He was almost arrested for fraud or something. And it wasn't about his programs or anything. He actually sold it off to somebody else and said, "I'm free of this." Yet he's being attacked. And I'm like, oh, if he's able to be attacked, a person who create the ultimate, virus protection, then he's not a guilty guy. Not really. He's somebody out there who wants to be protected. And I'm like going, "Oh, you heard about that, didn't you?" You're about Macintosh?
Yeah, I heard all about it on Alex Jones, Infowars.com, and I saw the interview on there. How he told how he'd been railroaded for some minor infraction. He was lucky to escape by the skin of his teeth because he was framed basically. And the next thing he knows, he's back and he's going, "Oh, I'll never go over there again." And he goes, "I'm going to stick right to here. I got my software. I'm done. My world traveling days are over."
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to go in a foreign country. If something goes wrong over there, you might never get back. You know, that's why I don't visit. You might get malaria. You might get mosquito bites. You might get the dengue fever. You might get anything. You might get that new chicken botilla, chicken gonia. If you ever got chicken gonia, oh, gonia, chicken gonia, Guinea.
That's wild, isn't it? I mean, I'm like going, oh, this guy can be attached to the New World Order and taken down. We're nothing. We're nothing compared to him. Huh? Truly? We can be taken down by the same maggots that are trying to take him down? And on our earth world, I mean, you know, I do this because it's like, really? We humans are able to be taken down by something this powerful. They shouldn't have the power. They should be having the power to take away.
When the alien invasion begins, I'm going to be an old man. I'm going to be real old, but I'll still be old enough to fight off those son of bitches. They're coming. They're coming in droves right now. And they've got weapons. Wow. Some kind of death rays, I suppose. What they want to do is corral a few million of us and give us a certain area to live in. The rest of us are going to kill. They're going to kill off most with just a few 100 million, I guess, are going to leave.
All right. True. There are choice. Let me. We're the ones with the score on our face.
You know, you see, I looked into the Bible and one day I came across something very strange. It sounded almost like an alien invasion was being described. And then one day, years later, I came across some other interpretation by some scholar. And he goes, yes, if you study the Bible, you'll know that there's an alien invasion predicted in the Bible. A real serious invasion where all the people of the world have to unite to defend the earth from these invaders. I'm thinking, this is mind blowing stuff. How could it be in the Bible? This was like 2,000 years old. And now we got all these UFO reports. Dozens and dozens of reports coming in every week around the world with photographs and movies and camera phones and stuff. And my favorite, third phase of Moon, Brett and his brother, and they have that third phase of Moon. Open phone lines. They have a show live.
I know.
And also, they got a hotline where they want you to call in. They want you to send them your videos immediately. They want to talk about it, interview you live, and give you the credit. And it's like a clearinghouse for the average common man. And I hope everybody in the whole wide world gets it. And I hope they get a lot more UFO stuff because they've got some great, you know, lights and orbs, and they've got all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. In fact, they even made a movie. If you keep up with these guys, Third Phase of Moon made their own movie. They're like a little sci-fi movie that they put together, and I said, "Great, I love it. Give us more." And they're very creative, both of them. You know, their show and now the movie.
See,
They must be very wealthy. They must be very, very wealthy.
yes, they are. Oh, sure.
Kind of like you.
Oh, sure. Lost by them. I have nothing. I have nothing.
I'm gonna have to take my dog out now. So I'm gonna shut off my camera and I'm gonna have to say goodnight to the entire world right now. So I think I'm gonna scare my wife tomorrow morning and I'm gonna tell her again, honey, you know, you're gonna be outside gardening. I'm gonna force you to take care of that garden I put in. But you know what? I think some morning you're gonna walk out there and there's gonna be a ship out there with Freddie and his buddy. Wouldn't that be something? That would be something I could write a book about. The day the aliens stole my wife. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good one. All right, I gotta let you go.
I have to leave. Sorry. I can't judge anymore. Uh-huh. It's all right. All right. Okay. Right. No one else? Come on. Oh, hold on. Okay. It's over. All right.